Hello again, grade 7. So just like what we did before, we start with a warm-up, and the questions that I'm giving to you are the same questions as what you have on Friday for your practice test, because you will still have your summative when we get back to our school. Okay, so solve this on a piece of paper or download it last Friday. Okay, here you go for letter A. So first, you're going to divide both sides by 5. So you will end up with 120 divided by 5, which will give you 24. And then you're going to root it because you have x squared, and to undo the square, you have to do square root. So square root of 24. Square root of 24 is your answer, but the best answer will be to simplify root of 24 to root of 2 root of 6. For letter B, you first are going to subtract 4 from 12, and then you will end up with an 8. So because you will have x squared equals 8, you have to square root both sides to undo the square. So root of 8, this is the correct answer, but then the best answer will be to simplify it further, and so it should be 2 root of 2. Okay, so check your work. Okay, 2 more questions. So then here you're going to square all of the terms inside. So you need to square 4, which will become 16, and square x, so it will be 16x squared. Once you have 16x squared, subtract 3x squared from 16. 3x squared, that will leave you with 13. On this side, you will have 13x squared equals 52. You're going to divide both sides by 13, and 52 divided by 13 is 4. Okay, so then you have to square root it because it's x squared equals root of 4 or equals 4. Square root it, so you will have 2. For number 9, you can already directly, it's the same if you have square root of 48 over 3. So you can directly divide 48 by 3. You will end up with 16. So it's going to be square root of 16, which is a 4. Okay. So hopefully, if you were not successful on Friday, that you understood what we did here. Okay, so for today, we're going to continue on the lesson in function, and this is just to apply what you have learned yesterday in real life situation or real life problems. Okay, so here's an example of a problem. Read it. I don't want to read it aloud. Read it so you can pause the video so you can look at it and read it and try to understand. Okay, so our rule or function is time. For the function of time, given x is equal to 100 multiplied to x when x is about time, the hour, plus $50, which is the fee to begin with. Okay, so we're going to follow this. So I put it in here. This is your y, equivalent to your y when we were not doing it in real life. So here you're going to put in, because it says find a reasonable domain and range for this situation. So what will be the reasonable number of hours that the plumber is going to work when it's given that the maximum time spent in one job per day is 8 hours? So because of this, you will know that you should not go beyond 8 hours. The plumber should not work beyond 8 hours. So I'm going to show here. Pause the video and you complete the table just like what you did, and then write what could be in here, what could be the possible x values and what could be the possible y values. Okay, so now I'm going to complete the table. I start with 0 when the plumber has not started working yet. So there's like a constant fee of $50. and then after working for an hour, he will be paid 100 extra. And then so this is what it looks like from 0 hour until 8 hours. So the maximum money that he can get or salary will be $850. Okay, so the reasonable domain, possible values of x, what I have in here, I wrote here. And then for the y, it's going to be whatever is in here will go to your range, reasonable range. Okay. As for deciding whether it's a discrete or continuous, I'll explain it more in the classroom, but in this example it will be continuous because there are certain amount or values wherein we can't say exactly how much you're going to pay. So if the plumber works a half hour or in between, then we don't have it here as the fixed value. Okay, second example. Again, read the problem, pause the video and understand it. Okay, so now I'm going to continue. I'm going to share with you what I had done, and hopefully it's the same as what you did. Okay, remember, it's important that you are being independent and you're assessing yourself. If you just keep on waiting for me to explain and then just follow me, then you will never know if you can do it on your own. Okay, so our rule is function of v, x, and then here is the rule. You can follow it and substitute the value of your x. So I'm going to start with 250 because I know the amount of money it says here in the problem, and then x represents the month. In the problem it says, the situation says that he's going to take or withdraw or take away $50 every month. So x is the month and this is the money. Okay, so we can't go beyond because if there's negative, then that means that the person Joanna is going to owe money, okay, from the bank. So we stop at 0. Okay, so to begin with, she has 250. On the first month, when she starts withdrawing, it becomes 200, 150, 150, and 0. And so just to be clear, you can use the formula or the rule. So on the 0 month, you have 250 minus 50 multiplied by 0. So this will become 0, so it's 250 over here. Okay, and then on the first month, 250 minus 50 multiplied by 1, so 250 minus 50 will give you 200. Okay, so we just follow the rule. For the reasonable domain or values of x's, I have it here, and then reasonable range. Okay, we cannot have 300 because the starting amount is 250, so to have 300 is not reasonable. Okay, so get your notebook or a piece of paper and then complete and solve these problems. There will be 6 problems, so I'm going to show you the first 2 right now. So start completing the table and writing the reasonable domain and range. Okay, pause the video. Okay, now I am going to continue. This is number 3 and number 4. Okay, I want to see the tables in your notebook, so you should copy these tables over here. Okay, and remember to think of what will be the values that will make sense in every situation. You do not have to answer with whether if it's discrete or continuous. Okay, now the last 2 questions. Here we go. Okay, because you're looking at the video, you need to pause or stop the video so that you can see the problems. Okay, but by this time you're done, take a photo of all your work, and then again 5 minutes before you stop, and you do not have to submit a completed work, just an evidence of work for today. And then you will have catch-up day on Wednesday or Thursday, depending on which block you have your long block. Okay, after you have taken the photo, go to ManageBack, upload it in ManageBack in PDF form or JPEG, and upload it in Virtual School Functions in real life. Okay, bye.